Good afternoon. Welcome back to Wolf of Asgard Hobbies. If you're a new viewer, welcome to Wolf of Asgard Hobbies. I am your host, Kyle. Today we'll be going over how I made these two wooden spoons and this wooden bowl. We will also be going over the history of the wooden spoon. Here are your timestamps. Let's get started. Historians can't determine the exact time the spoon was invented. Evidence points to ancient Egypt around 1000 BC. The first spoons were made out of flint and stone, ivory and bone, wood, and metal. Some were adorned with hieroglyphics and religious symbols. In the 1790s and 1850s, there were 15 different selections of tableware spoon. Now there are 26 different types of spoons for eating, 24 different types for serving and cooking, and 13 for commemorative or ceremonial purposes. That is a total of 63 different styles of spoon. The word spoon comes from the Greek and Latin word cuchella, meaning spiral shell. These shells, due to their size and shape, were used as spoons. In Old English, the word spoon means to chip, splinter, or shaving. The spoon also has a significant symbolism as a symbol of care and nourishment, not only in substance, but in love and support. So with this spoon, we're going to cut it on the bandsaw. So we're going to draw our spoon shape. Seems about long enough. Almost. Alright, now let's go take it to the bandsaw. So as you see, I cut off a little more of the spoon. So now I'm just going to go in with a pocket knife and I'm get a better angle. I'm basically going to cut two this way, and then one this way, and just keep going like that until I eventually get down to this thickness. And then I will bring you in when I start actually doing the bowl shape of the spoon. Yeah, I just want to show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, because I shaved here, and I shaved here, and I shaved down here. I'm going to keep going like that until I eventually reach this line here. And as you can see, it's already trying to get that spoon handle and bowl shape incorporated. As you can see, we got most of the handle ready, the shape. I'm starting to work on the bowl. I just wanted to show you that when I'm doing it, I'm going like this. Instead of trying to just push and like that, I'm kind of just rolling it into it. I guess that's the word we want to use. And as you can see, it's still maintaining that shape. Don't worry, once I'm done, I'm going to actually sand it so it looks less rough. But this is what I'm doing. I'm whittling a spoon. As you see, we have the handle done. Now for the bowl, I'm gonna do something similar to how I did the handle, and I'm just gonna try to basically not mess up. I'm just gonna roll it out, or maybe I'll just chip it off. And once I get the bowl shape, I'll bring you back. And if I change my technique, I'll let you know. Okay, I'm changing my technique. So instead of starting up here, I think I'm going to start down here. And it seems to want to peel away easier. So I'll just go like that and gradually move my way up. So as you see, I got it like this. It's getting that spoonish shape. So I started out like this and gradually worked here. Then once I got here, I started working this way. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side until I hit this center here where I believe the bottom of my spoon should be. And then hopefully I don't mess up the actual bowl part of the spoon. Because as you can see, I'm using a rather thick knife. Okay, so I kind of have a method. It seems to be working. In the book, it says you should burn the bowl and then use a stone and just keep scraping it until you see fresh wood. What I'm doing, as you can see with the gouges, I'm taking my knife, inserting it, burning it along, and then when I think I'm deep enough, I'm taking the tip and just kind of popping them out. And then I will gradually get deeper and deeper. And like I said, it seems to be working. So I'm just going to keep doing that until this side looks like that side. Alright, so now that we have the bowl cut out, we're going to take a piece of sandpaper and we're just going to roll it around until all of our knife marks disappear. And then with the inside of the bowl, if you have a Dremel, you can just hollow it out that way. I'm just going to take my thumb and just kind of work it that way. So I'll bring you back when I'm done with that. As you can see, I got most of the knife marks off it. The inside needs a little more work. But yeah, we have one of two spoons whittled and ready to go. For the second spoon, we're going to take a 1-inch dowel, like 1-inch diameter. That's about 6 inches long, and just cut it in half. And then whatever end you want to use, I'm going to use the smaller end. We're going to carve the spoon shape out of this. And we're going to do it more like a horn spoon. Or, you know, when you go to an Asian restaurant, I don't know, I've only seen them at Chinese restaurants, but those spoons they give you with the soup that has a really long, shallow bowl, that's what we're going to do with this. As you see, we're still going with the grain here, as we did with the other spoon. I wish I showed you that with the other spoon. Now we're just going to try to follow along that drawing as best as I can. And I think you get it at this point. We're just going to take long pieces off, and then we're going to take short pieces off, and we're just going to continue to do that until we get this rounded piece first. So I see I got it rounded. I put a score right here. And now I'm going to whittle this section here up until I reach that score line. So as you see, I started back here, eventually rounded it out more and more. Now I kind of got that spoon shape. I also found out while I was holding it, it was really uncomfortable. So I shaved some off the sides as well, which
did make the spoon a little thinner, and I just mean a little bit. And now it's more comfortable for me to hold. Now we just need to carve out the bowl, sand it, and then this spoon's pretty much done. A lot quicker than the first one. Alright, so I got the bowl shape. I'm trying to look through the camera and show you. We're gonna take the tip, push in, drag. Okay, good, you can still see it. Stop, and now we're just gonna push until we complete that line. Then we're gonna go to the next. We're gonna go like, yeah, that seems far enough. Go back in, push, drag, stop, push, complete. Go back to the back, push, complete, push, complete. Take the tip, push, push, push. There you go. Go to the front, same thing. And now we're just going to use the point, tip, whatever you want to call it, and just kind of break it out. And that's pretty much how I did the first bowl on my first spoon. Now I just got to do it for the entirety of this spoon. Okay, so as you see, we got the first layer gone. And now I just did the same thing to the second one, only instead of cutting right next to the bowl at the edge, I moved one over. Then I'm just going to go here, pop. And I'm just basically going to keep moving these lines in closer and closer until I get the desired depth of the bowl I want. Alright, see where these two steps are from when I first layer, second layer, third layer. Now I'm just going to take the knife and make it smooth. Alright, so to smooth the bowl out, I am going to take a page from the book, quite literally. As you see, I've charred the inside. And I'm going to take a piece of sandpaper and see if I can sand all of that until I can get fresh wood. And then we're going to see how smooth it looks after that. Well, it didn't come out bad. I think what I'm doing this one is I'm going to cheat, grab a Dremel and a sanding head, and just make it better. Alright, here we have it, the second spoon. And here's the first spoon. Alright, now let's figure out how to make a wooden bowl.
Early bowls have been found in China, ancient Greece, Crete, Rome, and in Native American territories. Made of ceramic, metal, wood, and other materials, typically a round dish with a deep bowl used to prepare, serve, store, or consume foods such as soups or salads. Some of these bowls are shaped similarly to cups and are used as cups. There are 12 classifications of bowl. The oldest found bowl so far is a small, palm-sized dish near Nijmegen, a Dutch city, in a Roman military camp just outside of Nijmegen, dating to be 2,000 years old. The earliest known use of the noun bowl is in the Middle English period, 1150 to 1500, from the writings of poet and prior of the Hatfield Regis, John Ludgate, in 1413.
Alright, so here we have our palm block. As you can see, we have the bowl mapped out, if we want to call it that, and the center identified. I would have to say the bowl is about 4 inches by 4.5. So we're going to take 1 1/8 Forstner bit. We're going to pilot out the center. We're not going to go all the way through it. And then we're going to use some wood chisels to take care of the rest of the work.
because even though you could use a knife, I wasn't aware that palm wood was a hard wood to work with. So I'm just going to try to make this easier on myself. Alright, we have our whole board. Now we're just going to use some wood chisels and a soft rubber mallet. And we're going to... The plan is I'm going to start diving the center first. And then dragging it out. And in theory, this should work. I've never seen a video on it being done with wood chisels. I've always seen it be done on a lathe or some type of machine. So this is either going to work. Or if not, well, it's only my project, right? So I come across two realizations. One, I bored this way too deep, so my wooden bowls end up more as a wooden cup. I might cut it later. And two, I hate this project so much. All right. So I'm gonna, now that I have it tapered in, I'm gonna widen it out and then just keep basically tapering, widening until I get the full length. And I know someone out there like, you're using the wrong technique. Oh, you're using the wrong chisel. And you know what? You're probably right. But I am using what is available to me to achieve a result. And the quote, everything black powder, if you don't like it, make your own video. So as you see, I'm re-tapering it now. There we go. Let's do that. That's better. So as you can see, it's being tapered back in. This is mostly flat. And just going to, like I said, I'm going to continue to do that until I'm done pretty much. Alright, so as you can see, it's hollowed out. I will go over it with sandpaper just so it's all smooth and consistent. Now I'm going to shape the outside of it. So I'm going to bring this corner into this edge, and then same thing with the other corners. And then I'm going to round out the bottom, and I'm going to do that using a plane. As you see, I've already started. I just want to see if it worked real quick, and as you can see, it does. So alright, so now we're going to take a wood rasp and try to smooth the inside as best as we can before moving on to paper. And unfortunately, with the walls, this is just going to have to be good enough, because as I was working on rounding it, I busted out a big chunk of the bottom, and I had to plane it to get it to where it is now, and now it doesn't sit flat. So sometimes good enough is in fact good enough. So we're going to take a half round wood rasp and just go at the interior walls. And then once I feel they're flat enough, or I guess round enough, we're going to take sandpaper and finish smoothing it out. Okay, as you see, we got it mostly roughed out. I'm going to go over it with 80 grit and then 120, and this should smooth it over. Oh, as for sealing it, I don't know how to seal it yet, but once I have a solution, I will be back to you. Yeah. See how this 80 grit is already looking smoother than the wood rasp? So 120 is going to make it look even smoother. Alright, so you have it. We have our two wooden spoons. We have our wooden bowl. If you want to seal it, use shellac or boiled linseed oil. And that's if you want to seal it and make it food safe. Otherwise, you can just use polyurethane and just never touch it again. So in terms of a survival situation, if you had to, you can really eat or drink out of it just like this, if you don't mind a little bit of sawdust. But other than that, just shellac or boiled linseed oil, and then you can eat out of it and it'll be sealed, or you can just polyurethane it and it'll be sealed and you can never use it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and next week we'll make a comb. Well, maybe not next week, because Easter, but at some point we will make a wooden comb. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click the like button. If you have any suggestions or criticisms, leave a comment. And if you want to stay tuned for my next project, don't forget to click that subscribe icon and ring that bell. So, until our next project, have a beautiful day.